What's going on, everyone? My name is Chris, along with my head of life mate, Mr.
Russ.
And this is another episode of Comic Cave Podcast. Russell, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about what's the point of death?
Coming up next on Comic Cave Podcast. Russell, you ignorant slut.
What did I do?
You have fallen into my trap.
I did.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z is owned by Disney. The hell with you. So, okay, let's get right into this. So, a few days ago, there's been this picture that surfaced that
I'm not
Disney...
talking about that.
No, we are.
No.
Come on. Because Dragon Ball Z... But, okay, let's just say this.
That's not
Hold on.
true.
Let's just say if...
That's a whole
Let's
other
just say...
episode.
No, it's not. Let's just say if Disney does buy the DBZ. And I'm not talking about the DBZ by Akira Toriyama.
That you showed.
But hold on. But let's just say Disney does actually own the Disney movie rights, the live-action movie rights to the DBZ.
They don't.
You don't know that.
I do.
And then we're going down a rabbit hole of what if. So, but how would you like them to approach it?
If
what storyline would you? We're talking. You know, we're talking about what ifs.
Okay, what ifs? Fine, but I do want to start this off. He's bringing this up again. God damn it, Chris! He's bringing this up because he sent me some video of some YouTuber who doesn't know fucking shit either.
But see, this is the thing.
Let me finish. What he was reporting on, what you sent, was again something that we have addressed. That I have told you. When Disney bought Fox, supposedly that gave them the rights to distribute
movie
films,
rights,
but it didn't. Fox had the right to distribute one. No.
He specifically said live action.
No, Fox doesn't have the rights to distribute live action either. Right now, if anybody's going to get those rights, it's Sony. Sony is the ones that are in talks for that, not Disney.
Okay,
not Fox.
Then let's just say Sony. What would you, if they were
Sony
to make a
would
live
fuck that
action? Well, no, this is coming from Mr. I love No Way Home.
No, Sony would fuck up the anime shit because any live action anime shit as of right now, I'm trying to think of a good one. There aren't any. Netflix has done several live action adaptations.
Hey, I like Cowboy Bebop live action. Okay, I liked it.
There was some okay takes on that. I
it was the purists that didn't like it.
I didn't hate it. I actually didn't hate that one. The unpopular opinion, I didn't hate it either. I thought that some of the changes that they did within the direction of some of the characters was okay. Yeah. Wasn't my favorite. It was all right.
Oh, because Homegirl wasn't sexy enough for you goddamn nerds?
For them, maybe. That wasn't my issue. Anyways, losing my fucking train of thought. What was the question?
If Sony did. Now you're director Russell. Now what storyline are you gonna start? Dragon Ball? Are you gonna Dragon Ball Z?
No, I think that they should start with Dragon Ball. If they're going to do a new adaptation of it, not no Dragon Ball fucking evolution and fuck that shit up.
That doesn't exist in this universe.
Cool. They definitely still need to start with Dragon Ball because that gives a lot of context to Goku's character going forward, and that sets up a lot of the character development and evolution, not just Goku, but Krillin, Tien specifically, Piccolo. Like, there's a lot to go into those characters heavily within Dragon Ball that if you want to understand not just why they do the certain things, but certain things that take place within Z, you do need to go back and read and watch Dragon Ball.
So would you add the pig and the turtle and the Kame House?
I wouldn't do it, yes, but I would hope that they wouldn't do it the exact same way. Don't go so far off the beaten path. But essentially, like, okay, so Dragon Ball, there is a movie, there's a couple of movies that like redo arcs from the anime and from the manga. Why is my mind going to go blank on Path to Power? So Dragon Ball Path to Power was a film released in 2010.
Is this animation?
It's animation.
Okay, my first question. Would you make... Sony or Disney, would you make live action or Pixar?
Let me finish my train of thought. I got you. I'll answer that in a second. But if they are going to redo like a live action version or animated version, if they're going to redo the original series, they should do it similar to how Path to Power did, where it's kind of the same overall story, but they did shit differently. They sped up certain things. Like, Path to Power went all the way through the Red Ribbon arc, but like we didn't get all of the same generals and stuff. It was a quicker pace, yet still made sense and still hit the high points of like what we needed. Like, that's what they need to do. Stick to the source material, but still make it different to where it's entertaining to watch and gives us something a little bit different.
That's what
Dear
Cowboy Bebop
God,
did.
why did you make me do this dumbass fucking intro where you were talking about does death even fucking matter? This motherfucker.
Because,
over
I mean,
here.
we talked about this already in so many other videos. Go check out Comic Cave Podcast YouTube channel.
Anyways.
Like, subscribe, comment. We're giving away something.
Yeah, it's around here. We'll bring that up at the end of the video. Stick around for the end of the video. Anyways, Path to Power, Dragon Ball. Oh, Pixar.
Live action or Pixar?
I would honestly, I just don't see them pulling it off in a live action manner well. Like, I don't see that looking good. Even with all the CGI and shit that we have these days.
Star Wars can do it. Why can't Dragon Ball Z do it?
Star Wars doesn't have the same, like, power-ups and, like, energy blasts and shit
Yeah,
like
but that whole,
like,
Dude,
it's
so
not
many
gonna look-
so many franchises have
Not
done it.
even
Diving into a universe like Lord of the Rings or now Game of Thrones, Star Wars, fucking MCU's done it. Like, why not Dragon Ball Z? So many aliens in fucking the MC universe.
No,
so many
I'm not
aliens.
I'm not saying that. I'm literally talking about their fight scenes and stuff. Like, I don't think that there's a way for them to
Man
necessarily
of
do
Steel.
it justice.
The ending fight, Man of Steel. That's Dragon Ball
Well,
Z.
they had the lasers and stuff, but no, it's still like
But no, the fast pace. They did that in
That's
Man of
true.
Steel too.
that's true. I don't know, man. I just really don't. I guess I just don't have faith in them, just based off of the live action stuff that they've done already. It just none of it looks for live action anime specifically. Like, none of it looks right. Like, it just
Okay,
there's
so you're
something
leaning
off
toward
about it.
Pixar.
If they did it, it would be nice to be like animated. I could see like Pixar kind of doing it like in a
Or like a Funimation.
playful,
Not a
cool-
Funimation. Illumination.
Funimation, yes.
Illumination.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could see that over the others. And also, if they're starting with Dragon Ball, then they can still, doing it with like Pixar or something like that, then they could still do it playfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, there still could be the humor. It could
Right.
still be, because Dragon Ball was much more rooted in comedy, and it wasn't as serious
You have
up until...
Goku pounding the puss.
It wasn't serious up until, like, yeah, there was antagonists and stuff, like Oolong, Pilaf, like, these were antagonists, but you didn't get your first, like, villain until really the Red Ribbon Army. The Red Ribbon Army was the first time
I thought
that they actually
Piccolo.
had... Piccolo's after the Red Ribbon Army. Piccolo is the first, like, villain. Piccolo is the first one that, like...
So I'm thinking about Z.
I'm gonna blow shit up. Whereas the Red Ribbon Army, they didn't want to, like, kill people. They wanted to... Well, actually, you find... Okay. The leader, Commander Red, he was looking for the Dragon Balls just because he wanted to wish to be a little bit taller. That was a comedic aspect. But they're a whole military operation that had control, had power, and that they theoretically they could essentially take control, and they could take over like the world government that they
Right.
have and all of that. And
like the fat kid from the new movie, Super.
And when was it not Commander,
Who eat nothing but Oreos.
General Black, the other guy, he ends up killing Red because he finds out that Red just wants to wish to be taller, and he gets ticked off. He's like, no, like, why are we not wishing for world domination or something like that? So at the end of that fight, it is a battle for power and control.
Now, if they made that movie, it would be a great time to be like, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a rabbit. That they should put that song in there. Now, would you want, as a Dragon Ball fan, would you want a series or just a 3-hour feature-length film?
I would prefer for them to actually do like films, but do it not necessarily just like MCU and like shit, but like have it flow.
I don't think you can
film.
have an MCU
Just
in
do-
Dragon Ball, can you?
Yeah, you could.
I
They
mean, you could
don't-
just like, not debut everybody, but you could just like, hey, that's Piccolo.
this character or whatever.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
that's
have
what
to
I'm
be like
saying
a
is like
universe.
they should do again like Path to Power. Like they should do up to a certain point, and then the next film can take from that point on. That's what I'm saying. So it'd be a series. But I do think that doing it in a film way would be good because you could cover a full fucking arc in one film.
Well, you could do a series too.
You could do a series, but I just like we already have. The
Now,
anime
Dragon
and
Ball
stuff,
Evolution, they found. I mean, they pretty much did what Dragon Ball did. I understand they cut a lot of corners, but they did ultimately go find. That was the plot of the movie, to go find the Dragon Ball.
for
Evolution.
Don't. But Evolution. Fuck.
But no,
up
I'm
in
saying
so
that's like
many
the
ways.
core. So what would your movie? This is your time to shine, Russell. This is the.
That's what, again, Path to Power. Like you still have an antagonist at the end.
Mhm.
The Dragon Balls are still the catalyst that drove them into conflict.
Right.
Because the Red Ribbon Army was looking for the Dragon Balls to make the wish, and most of the army thought that it was to wish for either world domination or something to help them gain world domination. The
You
leader
don't think
was the
that's a
only
little
one.
bit too kiddie though?
No, the leader was the only one. Well, this is how you could switch it up. instead of the leader having like a joke at the end, or you could even still do it that way, where the leader was like, oh no, I just wanted to be tall or whatever, and then his right hand man kills him and is like, no, this is what we're actually going for. You could still have like high stakes going up towards the end of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's still like the Dragon Balls are just the catalyst to bring everybody together.
Now, I'm a big movie producer, and I mean, I think Dragon Ball, the franchise, speaks for itself, and it's very sellable, if that's even a word, if it's very profitable. So you got to tell me, Russell, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars for a 3-film feature series. I mean, you start off with the Red Ribbon Army, you say, and then how are you going to interlude this?
Yeah, I would probably start I wouldn't even do Peel Off. I would probably start with the Red Ribbon Army being like the antithesis. Probably do Piccolo after that. And then if I'm doing 3 films, you could go into the Saiyan arc. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So you wouldn't even mention the Boo arc, then the Cell games.
I wouldn't.
Or what's the other one? Frieza.
I don't even know how you would do that in 3 films. Like that's a lot. You would have to do more.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got to start off fucking hitting the ground running, homie.
Nah, I would like.
I say Piccolo number 1.
No, because then how do you set up like all of the other characters and stuff? So like, I mean, I guess you
books like Star Wars.
I mean, there are books. Like,
I know, but they're gonna. Oh, how would you feel if they changed?
I still think that the first movie needs to be essentially like the Red Ribbon, but take elements from like the Pilaf arc, the Pilaf saga before that, to where the characters are meeting each other while they're on search for the Dragon Balls, and then instead of Pilaf being the first one that's picking up the Dragon Balls and that being the first antagonist, you find out, oh snap, it's the Red Ribbon Army, and they have this whole big evil plot or whatever that they're trying to do with it, and that's what sends them to butt heads. I don't think that you could get Piccolo, or not Piccolo, you can get Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, you can get like the original core members within that arc, and then going into that, honestly, you could somehow possibly, instead of doing like Demon King Piccolo, just skip the Demon King part and then just go into Piccolo Jr., or just have Demon King Piccolo be younger from the start, or maybe he actually gets his wish to become younger, have that kind of like be a halfway mark in the second film, and then boom, the fucking Saiyans show up instead looking for Goku. So like you could,
well, his brother shows up first,
right? So that would actually be kind of cool. Now the juices are flowing. So then the second film, you're leading all the way up through Piccolo, and you think that Piccolo is going to be the big bad or whatever, right? But then their final fight is, and there's a fan-made animation that recently came out that kind of like, that's what like sparked this idea, where they messed with the timeline. Goku is fighting Vegeta in the Budokai Tenkaichi tournament instead of Piccolo for some reason, and then the legendary Super Saiyan Brawly comes into the tournament.
Well, it's Brawly, weird. That's a whole
other thing. It's weird, but taking elements from that fan-made film, which I will link down below, you guys should definitely check that out. They're fighting Piccolo, and then the Saiyans come in, essentially kind of like, you get alludes to it like earlier in the film, but then the Saiyans end up showing up, and then Goku has to team up with Piccolo, because Piccolo doesn't want the Saiyans to wipe out the planet and take it over, because Piccolo wants to own the planet. So then they have to team up in order to fight off the Saiyans and stuff. And then that could be the end of the second movie, and then you could go into, honestly, you don't necessarily even need to do Frieza. You could pick between Frieza, Cell, and Boo for like the third final
I say
film.
Frieza because I feel, and this is just me, because I've seen the Dragon Ball, but it's been a while since I've seen the Dragon Ball.
Frieza is a great one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you talk about story arc and a lot of stuff that's implemented is Frieza.
It would make sense to be Frieza for the.
Isn't that the first time that Goku goes Super Saiyan?
Yeah, and that would make sense for it to be actually the Frieza arc as well, because then after they defeat the Saiyans, you find out that Frieza is the one that was manipulating the Saiyans the entire time, and then go into the third film.
He's the Loki.
Exactly. There you go.
So
that would be good.
It sounds like you need a Cobra Kai series going on here. Instead of a movie, I want to see your Cobra Kai's. Unless you're going to do like the MCU and have like fucking 15 movies come out a year.
But no, you could do that in 3 films. Like, there's a way to be able to pull those 3 arcs together, or really 4 arcs, do 2 arcs in 1 film. And then, yeah, go into the final, and then the very last film, you get your Super Saiyan Goku, and like that is the big finale. So
you want, and you said Pixar, so you want a cartoon series.
I could see...
Like
I could see Pixar.
Kung Fu Panda.
I don't know. Like, I could see Pixar for the first arc, but then after that, I don't know. That's a hard one, man.
I mean, but look at Harry Potter. Harry Potter started all joyful and hey kitty, and then as it progresses, like dark.
Yeah. I honestly, personally, and this could just be my age, and like I grew up in the 90s on the Dragon Ball, so like that 3D element wasn't really there. So I can't, I don't really like the vibe of that, but I could see like a first Incredibles style kind of like using that Incredibles, the first movie, using more of that 2D style for the Dragon Ball. Not necessarily that style exactly, but more still keep it to that 2D element.
I mean, I think I want live action. That's just me though.
I mean, I don't. Again, like the way that Piccolo looked was so fucked up in Evolution. Like they would need.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Hell no, that was hideous. That was so bad. They put a rag on his head, be like he was fucking sick at the end. Like it was just.
Well, yeah, he was hurt.
No, dog. Piccolo has. That's the other thing. He has like regenerate. Like yeah, it takes energy to like regenerate limbs, but like he's not gonna get sick with a cold.
I just want to see Mr. Popo on screen.
That would be interesting.
That'd be funny as hell.
That'd be interesting. So how would you do it then, Mr.
Oh man,
Dragon Ball fan?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have Dragon Ball knowledge like you do. But as a newbie, as a person that's like, oh, I'm coming to this, I don't know anything. But I would start off. You know what? I would start off with Z. I would start off like, hey, they're having a good time at Kami House, and then here comes the brother, and the brother's
but then what's
Kakarot?
But what's the point of that? What's the point of having that suspense of like, there's no oh shit factor within that happening? It's just immediately starting off with
well, because let's be real. I mean, the people who are going to go see this movie are fans. I mean, yeah, there's going to be like newcomers too, but I'm pretty sure people our age have kids, and I'm almost positive that the parents will be like, hey, I grew up watching this, you should watch it too. Or if they're not doing that now.
But if we're talking about standalone film series though, you can't rely on them knowing all that other material.
I mean, I'm going to have to go Cobra Kai series. I can't do no 3 films, dude. That's just crazy. I gotta go Cobra Kai series.
I mean, if we're doing a full series, then again, start with Dragon Ball. Like the reason why Dragon Ball.
Can we have flashbacks?
Yeah, I guess.
I do flashbacks.
But there's so many important moments within Dragon Ball that set everything up. Like Goku, the main lesson that he learns within the original Dragon Ball that carries in, and not. Of course, it's in his blood, and that's why he wants to fight strong opponents. But part of that comes from his lessons from Master Roshi. When he was studying under Master Roshi was instilling it within them that there is always going to be somebody stronger, so don't get complacent. That is one of the first lessons, main fucking lessons that Goku learns. And that's the reason why Master Roshi entered not the first, it's the 22nd, please don't hate me if I'm wrong. The first Tenkaichi Budokai tournament that Goku and Krillin entered, the reason why Roshi entered under another alias was so that they could realize that there is still going to be somebody stronger. Then when you get into the next Tenkaichi tournament, the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, Roshi backs out of it because Tien comes in. And that's what's so important about Tien's character as well. Tien was trained underneath Master Roshi's rival, the Crane Hermit, right?
Tien, the guy.
Right. So, yes, with the third eye. So Tien was trained by the rival, and they were trained technically to be like assassins and stuff like that. They had a whole other set of moral codes. But through fighting in the Tenkaichi tournament, Tien kind of learns like, oh no, this shit's fucked up. He has a whole bunch of character development within that. And Roshi learns like, oh, Tien is also powerful. The younger generation, Roshi learns there are going to continually be stronger people. Like, I don't need to be the one to teach my students that. And Tien ends up beating Goku again. And then it all comes full circle by that last Tenkaichi tournament within the original Dragon Ball arc. When Goku beats Piccolo, it's not only to save the world. He does it still within the confines of the tournament. He still does it while staying within the ring bounds. Like, they don't leave that fucking ring. And he then becomes, because when you win the Tenkaichi tournament, you become the world's strongest. So that's when Goku finally, at the end of Dragon Ball, becomes the world's strongest. And you go into Z, and you find out, oh shit, there's aliens and there's other shit out there in the universe. It's not just Earth. There's a lot more development there that people fucking miss. And if you just start off in Z, you're not getting the gravity of where Goku's coming from, and then now the next steps.
Then I gotta have a series also. If I were to do 3 feature-length films, my films would be accurately named Dragon Ball Z, what is the first Saiyan Saga? It would be called the Saiyan Saga, and then That'll be in that, and then the second movie will be like the Frieza or the Cell games, and then last
Frieza, and then Cell.
And then but I don't know if I would do Frieza or Cell, but Frieza probably, and then the last one, the Boo series, the Boo saga.
Yeah, well, for you need to do Frieza because that's the first time that they actually leave Earth, and like you get a whole other element. Yeah.
But I would just name my 3 movies the Boo.
I still say you have to start with Dragon Ball. You have to get Goku starting off as not necessarily a weakling, but he has a lot to learn. He has a lot to grow.
All right, how about this? I do my 3 sagas, and then you could do the prequels.
Well, the way that I had my story set up, you get all of it in one.
I mean, I feel like that's a lot.
Leave out.
I feel like that's a lot.
Leave out Cell and leave out Boo. I'm fine with that.
I like Boo though.
I love Cell. I love the Cell. Boo is out of the Z. That's the weakest arc.
Well, I like that.
The weakest
it's also the longest arc. The Boo saga was fucking 200 episodes.
It is a lot.
But no, I like the Boo saga because I think that's the most funniest. I'd have Boo in my movie. Boo's gonna have
all of that comedy in the original Dragon Ball.
The what?
You have all of that comedy in the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'll do my movies and you can do the prequels. And whoever does the sequel trilogy, good luck with them. The GT series.
Super.
So not GT?
GT's.
I know it's not relevant, but
no, it's not. No, you would go into Super.
See, I think there's room for possibility here. And Russell, you shouldn't get so down.
I'm not down on it.
If Disney does own it,
Disney does not own it. That's my.
Sony does own it. I'd be hyped for it. I'd be hyped
statement.
For it. But let's say, this is the what if world. If it happens, I mean, this is us as fans telling
it would need
companies what we want to see, what you want to see.
My biggest complaint is just don't. It's not even just evolution. It's just the track record with live action anime in general is just not good.
What if they MCU it?
How would they do that?
They make Bulma like fucking, I don't know.
Chi-Chi ends up
Chi-Chi, like in the Evolution movie where Chi-Chi fought in a tournament.
Well, Chi-Chi does fight. Chi-Chi fights Goku in that last tournament as well. They meet as kids, and then Goku, not knowing what marriage and love and all of that is, he makes a promise to her, and then she disappears for a really long time, and then she comes back as almost an adult, like they're like late teens at that time.
Could you imagine a bunch of kids nowadays just walking
16,
around?
They're like 16,
Chi-Chi! Remember how that article that we saw, that people are calling the kids Thanos and fucking Star-Lord, or what's his name? What if they call their little girls Chi-Chi?
That's means titties.
Yeah, I know. You named your daughter Titty.
You named your daughter Titties.
But Russell, I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement here, and who knows, maybe in a couple of years we'll see, not Disney, but somebody else take on the Dragon Ball movie, because that is a powerhouse
franchise.
money.
The other issue is getting those rights from, just Japan is very traditional. They don't really give up their stuff like that. So
what if the company that makes Godzilla? I can't think of it right now.
That's true.
What
but
if
they were pissed because the first Godzilla movie that came out, they didn't get the license for that, and Japan sued them.
I like 1998 Godzilla. It's a good movie.
I did too. Unpopular opinion.
I like Matthew Broderick. I like the Worm guy.
They actually lost movie on that film from that lawsuit. They didn't make anything off of it, and it wasn't until the more recent Godzilla movies with Kong and all of that.
Shin Godzilla was so stupid
that they actually got the rights for it though.
People who like Shin Godzilla, they're just purists.
Yeah. True.
F you, Andy. But, Russell, you want to take us out?
Yeah. On that note, how would you guys do a Dragon Ball film? Would it be live action? Would it be animated? What arcs would you do? Which ones would you kind of tie together? Personally, I like my idea the most. If they were to do 3 films off of it, that's just me. Let us know what you guys think down below. And on the note of anime, as always, we are almost there. We are doing our giveaway, My Hero Academia, All Might and All for One. And if you guys are keeping up My Hero Academia and the manga right now, you know that they're coming to a big conclusion on that. And it's been super dope. So, get us to, 250?
250 subscribers on YouTube. 250 subscribers on YouTube.
We're getting pretty close. Help us get there. Comment, like on all of the videos. The more videos that you comment on, the higher chance you have of winning. We do pick at random. Throw these, the number of videos that we have, all of the videos, throw that into a random number generator. It picks a video, and then I pick a random comment based off that number generator as well. And you have to make sure that you are subscribed to us as well. And if you are subscribed and if you've liked and commented, then you get to take this home. Not necessarily take it home, we'll ship it to you.
Also, Russell also does giveaways on Instagram. Go follow us on our Instagram. A lot of Instagram follows. We love you guys.
Yeah, our Instagram has been popping pretty good, and we're doing lots of announcements for a festival that we have coming up. We'll talk about that more later.
Festicon?
Nah, man. Space City Geek Fest. That's right. If you're in Houston, February 18th, be on the lookout for that. We have a lot of info coming out on that.
So many vendors, so many people coming out, so many bands.
Yep.
That Russell's going to be like, hey guys.
There's going to be music.
It's
going to
be
be
a great
vendors.
festival.
There's going to be
festival.
Panels. We're going to have a little mini arcade in there too.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll kick anybody's ass on Street Fighter at once.
Let's go.
If you kick my ass on Street Fighter, I'll buy you a prize.
There you go. Hey, maybe we will have a tournament too. We'll figure that one out.
Once again, my name is Chris, along with my head of life, Mr.
Fuck Chris for making me do this combo.
And
Russ.
What is the Dragon Ball fucking Dragon Ball Z goodbye?
See ya. That's basically it.
Hey, Chala!